Dok? Oh, di ka bugatan na. Welcome. Ay, study na Dok kay ikaw na sunod mag-teach sa next sem. Morning all. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Madunggan ra ka, sir.
Thank you, Jason. So we'll start uh, minutes more. Morning, good morning, Cedric. So we'll start 6 minutes. We'll give additional 6 minutes for the other ones to pick up. Then we also continue where we left last time. Iba ang meaning na Sernes. Agtuan ng Doc Florence. Baliktad magsalita na siya. Morning, sir. Ah,
Walay klase ka? Walay klase. Alas 10 ba? Ang... Uy, nakawat siguro isa tayo. Wala, nila. Nila. Wala para ba yung insurance?
wala mo gapon? Ah, dito. Eight na Dok. Sa oras klase mo, alas 2 pa? Ah, alas 10.
Like 7 years, 6 years. Pero pagka 6, pagka 6, din mo kaya.
Mm,
Next year. Year. Delikado mga Pilipino sa Amerika to, no? Leon.
oh, delikado dual citizen karon sir.
Illegal sa illegal.
Naghimo mo ko nagpangwarta gud. Hindi magnegosyo ba sa sobra ang advantage take advantage. For those of you who's not enrolled sa Google Classroom, so you get to enroll so that you don't need to ask permission. And I don't need to click admit every time. So maybe you are catching up and then we already starting the lecture. So I might not admit you. So what you do just plug in automatic. I think you don't need to click the link. So enroll your name in the Google Classroom. So
Pero, paano na kung ilan is sige po until sa mga fine. Kaya dili kami dapat
okay, so we start now. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you don't see it. Okay. Okay. So, by the way, I just want to correct the version. So, because our NECP, so NECP 2015 is equivalent to ECI 318 M-14. So, of course, this R1, this, I think these five references are the top reference in terms of RC. Yeah. So, so that's why the textbook reference version that coincide with ECI 318M-14 for Nelson book. So Arthur Nelson, Winter and George. It's a 15 edition. Okay, so it's very far from. I forget that the syllabus is a little bit outdated. So if you get the textbook, you get the version 15 that coincides with the ECI 31814 and also NECP 2015. So you got lost along the way because in version 13 the numbering, the coding is different. So if you talk about like singly reinforced or double reinforced, so the number of the section is different from the 14. So in order for you to be not be confused, so I missed this because I'm rushing to give you the syllabus and I forgot that it is not outdated. It's not updated. And also McCormack. Uh, so top three textbooks are C. Nelson, McCormack, and Wang. So for McCormack, that is the 10th edition. Okay. So this one available in Shopee. So there is a downloadable PDF, but it's a little bit blur. Unlike the ninth version, is very very clear, and you can select the text because this is how business do. So they will give you the latest version, but it's not clear. So that's why you need to buy. You're forced to buy the clear one. I think in Shopee this is 850. So if you have this hard copy, let me know. Maybe I can borrow for a while. And then the Wang. So the Wang looks like this textbook. So the Wang. So the Wang looks like this. So Choki Awang, Salmon. mm, And then for Edward Nawe, I think it is the seventh version. But uh, I got was a little bit outdated, but I check. I think there's not yet available, or maybe there is, but it's very, very expensive. So you check if it's the seventh version coincides with the ECI 318-14 or the 2014. So if the date of publication of the book is beyond 2014, so more or less that book coincides with the ECI 318-14. So that's why our NECP is 2015. So NECP 2015 used the latest during that time. They used the latest that is 2014 ECI 318 2014. So okay, so I hope you correct that one because I don't want to guide you in a wrong way. So make sure you pick this up. Okay, so we'll proceed with. Are you still with me? Say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we proceed where we. So this diagram came from Newe. So Newe is very clear, very very detailed. So of course, it's not so detailed in terms of computation and discussion compared to McCormack, Wang, and Nelson. But there are some good things we can get from Nawe, like uh, pictures. So this one you cannot get it from the topmost, the three top textbook. So I get this from Nawe, but the only downloadable available, or maybe you can download the better copy, is this one. So if you can see the width of the beam, there. So it's much easier to understand if you see it in the 3D. You see? So you get the width of the beam B there. So this is the width of the beam, this one. And of course, the depth of the neutral axis or the distance of the neutral axis. And then this realistic curve, as what we discussed before, transformed by Whitney. And now you have the new variable A, the depth of the rectangular stress block. So I try not to write there. So it's very clear if you see it in the 3D. So you have the steel area here, this part for the steel area. So it's very clear that C is just located in the centroid of the rectangular stress block. Of course, we don't use this 3D dimension because it takes time. And usually we do, and also this one we can forget this. So we can forget this for a while. We can forget that one. And this one is our, I could say, the governing diagram, stress diagram. And of course, this is our strain diagram. And this is our cross section. So don't forget, we always go back to these three diagrams: the cross section, the strain, and the stress. So all formulas will be derived based on uh, compatible equilibrium. So there are only two conditions. Magtuyok-tuyok lang ka ni. So magbari na lang what variable you are trying to derive. It could be rho, still ratio. It could be the depth of the neutral axis C. So anything, you always go back to this. You don't need uh, to go anywhere, but just only these two: the equilibrium condition and compatibility, compatibility of strain. Okay, so that's why as I think as I've told you before that in reinforced concrete we don't memorize formulas. We derive it. And of course, if you keep on solving, the formula will get into your brain. But if you notice, if you are trying to derive something, it will just take you maximum 2 minutes. If you know the principle of this equilibrium and compatibility. So it takes, that's why in my undergrad, I don't memorize formulas sa RC. Okay, so our first example is determine the nominal. So you see that what is lacking in this diagram is this, the nominal couple, or we call it nominal moment. So again, from your statics, two forces acting opposite to each other in a parallel direction. So two forces parallel and opposite will create a couple. And in this case, we have two opposing forces equal each other to maintain equilibrium. Again, the condition of equilibrium to be satisfied, and that will be C equals T. And in that case, D will create a couple. So that is the nominal moment. So here also we have this couple Mn. So this is the lacking of the diagram. Okay, so in this problem, so required is just Mn. Okay, so proceed. Hope you can see the writing. If you cannot see clearly, just let me know because I need a space to explain something. So I will not be needing this. Okay, so if you can see it, again, I would advise you to make it a habit to draw uh, the cross section and then the strain diagram, this one, and the stress diagram. So make it a habit. This is the one that you are have not memorized but familiar with. Okay, so you have to master drawing the cross section, the strain diagram, and the stress diagram. So since our requirement is the nominal moment, so if you can get the value of C or uh, CC or T, and then you got the moment arm D minus A over 2, so you can get Mn. Okay, but first of all, uh, we have to determine if the stress of the steel is really is equals to the yield stress or yield strength, because that will only be true if your epsilon s or your strain of the steel greater than the yield strain of steel. So first step is in order to get this Mn, so you have to determine first if if this condition satisfy is true. So first assume first in order to know that. So in order to move on, we assume first that they still yielded, and later on, if still did not yield, then we have to uh, solve for the actual value of the Fs. This one. So since we have Fs equals Fy, so in this case, I forgot to write it here. So if you assume steel has already yielded, so that means that Fs equals Fy. So then your this diagram will be T ESF. ESF is manano. So T now, if still yields, that is AS Fy. Otherwise, if not yielded, then T equals ES. Remember in your strength of materials that the force equals to the area multiplied by the stress. It's basic. So if it's equals Fy, so now we can compute. So we know that from the stress diagram, the compressive force equals to 0.85 A prime of C, the stress, multiplied by the area. Again, the force is always equals to the area multiplied by the stress. So we have, and then we know that T is ESFY if still yields. So in this case, AS greater than EFI, so therefore, yeah, it still yields. Okay, or means he still will give way. I remember my instructor when I was taking this course when I was in undergrad, that I always said na if you cross the road, the nabitaw line, a pedestrian line. So if you're a driver and then you're approaching a pedestrian line, then you have to give way. So that's the another way of explaining yielding. That means that the steel will give way. Remember, we model the steel, perfectly elastic plastic. Remember that? Then you got the Fy here, okay, and then you got the strain epsilon. This one, the stress strain diagram. That starting from zero going to point Fy, the uh, they still in the behavior of elastic. Okay, so it's still elastic. And then when reaches to a certain strain, in such a way that the stress is equal to Fy, then therefore the steel now is in a plastic. Okay, so no matter how you increase the load, so you increase the load, the strain increases, but uh, your Fy is still the same. Anywhere you go, even though you increase the strain or increase the load and increase the strain, Fy is fixed. So that is meant by the assumption or model that in reinforced concrete, we model the steel to be perfectly elastic plastic. That's what it means by that. So we know TS ESFY, and for again, first condition equilibrium condition, and we can if we equate the two, we can solve for the value of the depth of the rectangular stress block. And now we can solve for C, the neutral axis, with beta 1 C. But our F prime of C is 34. So remember, beta 1 is equals to 0.85 if F prime of C lesser or equal to 28 megapascal. So since F prime of C is greater, so you use the formula from the EZI, this one. Remember we discussed this previous slides. Then you can get for the value of beta 1. So beta 1 is below. Marang sobrahan lang nako. So narang beta 1 3.8 na sobrahan o stretch. Maybe I will okay. Hope it will show up. Okay. And then so now we solve for C. So we get the value of C here. Then check if it still yields. Again, we have to check if this condition satisfied. so that our assumption that Fs equals Fy will be true only and only if epsilon s, or the strain of steel, greater than the yield strain. So let us see if we are correct in our assumption. So from the strain diagram, so again, we go to the compatibility condition. Now, this is for compatibility. So it's not hard to understand, because there's only two conditions. Okay, equilibrium and compatibility. So we know from the stress diagram, from straight line relationship, that here epsilon of s is small triangle. So we got epsilon of s over the depth d minus c, and you got also the another triangle there, 0.003 at c. Then we can solve for epsilon s 0.012. So and then solve for the yield strain. Yield strain is nothing more than the yield strength all over the uh, modulus of elasticity of steel. And we know that modulus elasticity of steel, and we have already discussed that in our discussion last Wednesday, that we use this or we could say 200 gigapascal. So Fy over Es, so Fy in this case is 450. So we got 0.022. So compare 0.012 and then 0.002. So uh, epsilon s greater now to epsilon y. So therefore, still yields. So our assumption that if s equals Fy is correct. Okay. So now you can solve for Mn. So okay, remember the couple. So either you use Mn, it doesn't matter. So if you either you use, what happened to my pen? So di mo guni pangkanan mo guning kuan. So mga right-handed always having a problem. So either you use this one, or you use this one. Okay, right? Because C already equated to T, so it doesn't matter. Remember, your moment arm is still the same. So the couple, the moment arm of the two couples or couples, the two forces, one couple. Okay, so that's our basic computation. So if you know the basic, you can move on with the most difficult one. So we have to establish ourselves with the basic, and then we go to the balance strain condition. So what do we mean by balance strain condition is that your strain diagram is fixed. So fixed. So it's not changing. So it is fixed to, of course, epsilon co, that's constant, and your epsilon s equal to epsilon y, or Fy over Es. So when this condition that at crushing of concrete 0.003, and that at yield strain of steel, the yield strain of steel equals to the the strain of steel equals to the strain of steel. So therefore, you have what is called the balance condition. So meaning to say nga naa siya sa gitna lugar siya no balance condition. So just don't confuse your mind when I talk about balance. It means that epsilon of Cu equals 0.003 and epsilon of S equals epsilon of Y. So that's balance. So uh, rho is the still area or the tension reinforcement area, but it's not only tension, it's compression also. But if you talk about rho, walang prime, that's tension. But pag may prime, compression. So rho is just equals to the ratio of the reinforcement over the width and the product of the effective depth. So you know the effective depth. So again, we know that from strain diagram, we know from can draw a big triangle here. So I think I have to add new slides. Para dili kayo di kayo ta mag-inot, no? We have a lot of blackboard. So much blackboard here, right? By the way, it's not blackboard, it's whiteboard. Okay, so remember, if you have this, so we have epsilon Cu 0.003, and then we have epsilon S equals to epsilon Y. So we call this a balance strain diagram. Oh, okay. So we call this a balance strain diagram, and you have this effective depth D, and you have this C, and then we have D minus C. But if I project a line here, I will create a big triangle. So that will be epsilon S plus epsilon Cu or epsilon Y. So such that this is balanced now, C balance. So if I solve for C balance, so C balance all over again straight line relationship. So C balance all over 0.003 epsilon Cu, and then you get big one. So that is D over the epsilon Y. Again, is the same epsilon S and epsilon Y over epsilon Cu. Okay, or atong i-rearrange D epsilon Cu plus epsilon Y. So this is what we are getting here. So but English man ni siya. So di nato magamit. Okay? So So again, at balance condition, C now becomes C balance and T equals T balance. And everything you put a subscript B. So because in balance condition, everything is balanced with a subscript small letter B. Okay, so